Good everybody, welcome back to another Alerted See and Avoid video. The Strike Aviation team ventured away from the circuit area and the training area yesterday for a breakfast flying in at Dunwich, Stradbroke Island. And we'll just play the trace here and have a look at a few things that happened. This aircraft is our 172 Whiskey X-ray with a couple of students on board. We arrived ahead of the pack, or our pack, and there were a few aircraft on the ground. The thing about arriving at a fly-in breakfast or an air show is that a lot of people are going to be planning to arrive at a very similar time because the breakfast is only for a certain period. And so the circuit area is going to fill up with a lot of aeroplanes. So we normally fly in company with each other or even as a formation so that we've got multiple eyes that can look for traffic. So we've arrived at runway 15, joined crosswind and downwind. It was quite strong wind, and to the north you can see there's 3 aircraft coming in, and this aircraft here is our Eurofox. This aircraft here is our Technam, and this aircraft here is an aircraft from Redcliffe. Now, I was in the Cessna joining final. I don't really recall what that aircraft was. But the point is here that these 3 aircraft to the north have communicated by radio to arrange their own separation. There is an altitude separation there with the Eurofox and the aircraft from Redcliffe, and our Technam has elected to stay out over the water and just give everybody a whole bunch of room. Our good communication, good airmanship from everybody involved there to arrange separation. The Eurofox is over the township and gave an inbound call, a position call over the township of Dunwich at 2000, and will be descending on the non-active side to join crosswind for runway 15. Now, around about that time, the Technam had also made a call saying that they are staying clear of the faster moving traffic, and they would also be joining a crosswind for runway 15. There's a new player in the scene here. Is an aircraft, pardon me, there's an aircraft coming in from the south. It is a Grumman Tiger, and it made a 10-mile call inbound for Dunwich. Now the circuit area is around about 3 miles here. I'm going to draw a circle on here to show the circuit area. The Eurofox, the aircraft from Redcliffe, and our Technam are well within the circuit area, established and made the radio calls that they are inside those circuit areas. Now, the dynamics of what's occurring here, we've landed the Cessna and parked. The aircraft from Redcliffe is now joining at the appropriate height. The elevation of the airfield is 250 feet above sea level, and so it's joining crosswind at the appropriate height. And the Eurofox is descending to the appropriate height, and the Technam is at the appropriate height, and they are making calls. The Eurofox has made a call joining crosswind for runway 15. Now, let's just stop it here. There is another aircraft over here, a Cessna 182, that is coming in, and they're not in the circuit yet. I don't recall any radio calls from them. Let's have a look at the Grumman Tiger. Now, this is a very different performance level to the Eurofox. The Eurofox is going to be doing about 90 knots, and our Technam about 95, but the Grumman Tiger is going to be significantly faster. Now, it's really important when you join a circuit that you be situationally aware with the other aircraft that are already established in the circuit, listen to radio calls, and use the Mark 1 eyeball to look outside to establish what's going on. The other thing is it's really important to ensure that you join the circuit, especially with breakfast fly-ins or lunch fly-ins or air shows, that you fit in with the traffic, this might mean slowing down. So we'll just play this trace a bit more and we'll see what this Grumman tiger does. He's sort of trying to slot themselves in, and I'm just going to pause it here and I will zoom in just a little bit so we can see what's going on here. Now the Technam and the Eurofox are adequately spaced for the downwind, and this Grumman tiger is trying to splice in between the two. Now I believe that the Grumman tiger made a radio call about the aeroplane, the Eurofox, cutting him off. That was really not an appropriate call because they were already established and made the appropriate calls for being in the circuit. Now, the Grumman tiger, being a faster machine, is really starting to get up on the 6 of the Eurofox here. The Eurofox pilot, which is our CFI Karen, she was not able to identify that aircraft or be situationally aware of that aircraft because it was behind. Now, at this time here, the Technam has called crosswind, and it appears as though the Grumman tiger is not happy with the fact that he's behind a slower aircraft. So he does something that I do not agree with at all. He's going to do a right-hand orbit on the downwind of a left-hand circuit on the active side. Now, this is really not appropriate at any time unless you're in controlled airspace and you have the backup of having a controller. Now, the Eurofox is unaware that the Tiger has done a right turn and continues on the circuit as number 2 to the aircraft from Redcliffe. And the Technam has observed the aircraft doing the orbit and has made a radio call to say, aircraft doing a right turn in a left-hand circuit traffic pattern. We are joining downwind. We're at your 3 o'clock. We're coming head-to-head. Do you have us visual? Now, the Grumman Tiger aircraft pilot has replied to that call saying, are you the aircraft that was in front of me? And the Technam says, no, we are the aircraft that was behind you. And then there was no further radio communication from the Grumman Tiger. So playing the trace, it all sort of worked out okay-ish in this case because the Tiger then slotted behind the Technam. But a consideration point may have been, let's get rid of that aircraft from Redcliffe. The consideration may have been, what about this aircraft, the Cessna 182, if he was a little bit faster and was coming in behind the Technam? So then you would have another potential head-to-head conflict. So really what we need to be aware of is that this Grumman Tiger should have done the right thing from an airmanship point of view, slowed his aircraft down. This is an exercise that we perform in straight and level training in lesson number 4 or so in your basic flying training, where you reduce power and increase the angle of attack to slow the aircraft down whilst maintaining altitude, and allows you to fit in with the traffic. So maintaining separation, particularly in a high volume environment, is really, really important because it adds extra stress to the pilots. It is a distractor which can draw their attention away from actually flying the aeroplane. Now, in this case, the wind was quite strong. There is rising ground on the southeast side of the aerodrome, which gives a bit of a lee and some wind shear considerations. So people are being stressed out, particularly low-time pilots. That's why we always take our instructors with the flyaways. And we need to make sure that we minimise the safety risks. But people not following the procedure or doing some funky stuff need to really consider if that's appropriate. So in this case, it was just a bit of a heightened awareness state, and we could do better. So please follow the procedure, slow down, fit in with the circuit traffic, and display good airmanship. Thanks.